Hi, thank you very much for being at County Hall with us today. I didn't get the pleasure of meeting Geoff, so I'm just meeting some of his colleagues and friends and neighbours and trying to build a bigger picture of him so that I can make a sculpture of him that isn't just representative of him visually, but also has like kind of his likeness and his hobbies and his likes and dislikes and a sense of his character. I have kind of an idea building up in my mind, but I also don't want to have too much of an idea because I want to have input from people like yourself. Could you just explain how you knew Geoff?
Geoff actually was a neighbour, although he had this lovely railway station up in Scotland, which was his dream come true.
Yeah.
He actually preferred to be in London. He liked the buzz and the company and so on. So he had when his wife died, he retained a small flat so that he could be here. I have to say, Geoff took people under his wing. I think he was very protective, very caring, and he had a very cheeky attitude towards fun.
Yes.
He was basically, at heart, he was an organiser. He liked to be in charge. He liked to be in control. He liked to organise. Having organised, he'd then walk away in the middle of it and have his own quiet space. So he always needed to retreat into a quiet spot every so often.
Yeah.
He liked his piano. I can remember being walking into a restaurant, a small restaurant, right in the centre of the city, near the Mansion House, in a little quiet alley. And we went into this place and got a seat. And suddenly he noticed there was a piano over there, so he just went over and sat down and played. Never asked permission.
No.
Never thought the need to find out if it mattered.
Yes.
But, of course, it was very pleasing. He played beautifully.
Yeah.
Or unlimited ability. He could play anything.
Yeah.
But mostly he played very light, easy listening stuff. And, of course, everybody loved it. And the owner said, "Oh, well, lunch is on me."
Ah.
"Would you like to come back next Thursday?" And he said, "No." But that was him.
Yeah.
You've probably heard that he was a real nerd.
Yes.
He collected numbers. He loved numbers. Numbers of buses. It started off with numbers of trains.
Oh.
He was a number collector.
Yeah.
This really, really brilliant brain.
Yeah.
Diverse brain, and yet he would write them all down painstakingly. He needed to collect the number of every bus in London. He had to actually see the number and write it down.
Yeah.
It was crucial.
Like train spotting, but bus spotting.
He had done the train spotting, so now it was the buses. And I think possibly the journey out to these remote spots, seeking these numbers, was all part of an escape, really. certainly he was a deep thinker, which is obviously where this needing space came in.
Yes.
But he was also very spontaneous. He would ring me up and say, we're not going out to dinner tonight. I'm coming to sit and have beans on toast on your balcony.
Huh? Okay, yeah.
Right? Okay. Well, this is what... And then we would sit there and spend the whole evening discussing the afterlife.
Oh, yeah.
Which is something that matters enormously to me.
Yeah.
And that I believe in reincarnation. And we would have lovely... I mean, he believed in, that's it, you've gone.
Yeah.
I said, rubbish, you know. And then we would spend the rest of the evening.
Yeah.
And that was fun.
Yes.
He loved it and so did I.
Yeah.
I think we never talked about things like television programs or
No.
idle chat about a bit of gossip. He did like a gossip.
Ah. And who would you gossip about?
Oh, well, usually the other people in the dock. And of course, he would shock them with his bad language.
I've heard that he had a favourite word.
He had more than one.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say I can't repeat them. And he loved it.
Yeah.
He loved to be shocking.
Yes.
He was a really naughty boy.
Yeah.
The other thing which was charming, it's very personal I suppose, but anyway, I thought it was charming. He would, every day, he would go on his own into his quiet place and talk to his wife. And his wife, he still had her, this is Meg, she was a brilliant lady. He still had her voice recorded on his phone. He'd kept it.
Yeah.
And so he felt a contact. As soon as he sat at the piano, he always played La Vie en Rose because that was her favourite piece. Lovely devotion, lovely thought of a marriage that was so strong. I think quite, volatile.
Yeah.
Certainly Meg was. I remember her well.
But again, a challenge, maybe.
He was that man.
She kept him on his toes.
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, kept him alive and
yes.
young.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it's interesting. I suppose we all need that, don't we?
Yeah. Thinking about him, what do you think is something that you will miss the most about him?
Miss the most? I suppose the laughter, really.
Yeah.
No, probably not. Probably it is those opportunities to talk about the deep-seated thoughts that we all have.
Yeah.
That you don't really talk about very much with anyone.
No. You have to be close to someone to have no fear of rejection. Yeah.
You can trust them with your inner thoughts and the fact that your imperfections and so on. Yes, I think probably
Yeah.
actually that'll be the thing I miss
Sort of
most.
trust and understanding.
Yes.